Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to the Green Cities Cleanup Crew Challenge here on the PS4, and we have some news earlier today, yesterday as you're watching this, update 7.0 dropped, which has added in a fair few little changes. Firstly, the base game changes, they've added support for the Parklife DLC. Now I haven't seen a release date for this yet, but that does indicate that it is very, very close. It may even be out by the time you see this video, or it could be a week or two away, but base game support has been added for Parklife, so that is very, very close. An effect for trees to reduce noise pollution around them has also been added in, so whereas we were discussing the possibility of maybe using trees to line roads to help block a little bit of noise, that's now actually just been coded into the game with update 7.0. I wasn't sure if it worked or not, now it definitely does. That's awesome. There's also a new cinematic camera, which I haven't had a play about with yet, a tourism panel and info view update, new models for tourists, new trees, a Corsican pine, a yew, a sugar maple, a Chinese windmill palm. They've all been added in. Some new terrain props in terms of rock formations, caves and cliffs, and some new vegetation as well. Accessibility renamed to entertainment for clarification, or for clarity under the leisure info view. And as far as console changes, the main toolbars have been consolidated, and we'll see the new toolbars in just a second. So now we have utilities, health and education, and emergency services. So whereas before we had separate toolbars for water, for power, and for waste disposal, they're all now one single toolbar. Schools and medical facilities have been merged together, and emergency services, so police and fire, they've been merged together as well. So that's cleaned things up a little bit in that respect. The parks and plazas has been changed to leisure on the main toolbar. So whereas we go to get our parks, our plazas, and those other leisure activities such as fishing piers and so on and so forth, that's just been renamed to leisure now, and the icon has been changed to represent that as well. In terms of some fixes as well, fixed buildings outside the district despawning when changing district style. So we obviously had a lot of problems with this when we tried to implement some changes over here, and we kept having areas completely despawned, so we actually had to kind of change things around a little bit and rezone some stuff, but that's been fixed. We knew that that was a bug, and we knew that they were working on it. That's now been fixed with update 7.0. Fixed a crash when relocating buildings. Haven't come across that myself, but obviously it is a known issue. Fixed missing district specialization icons. Haven't spotted that one. So I didn't know, didn't know that that was a bug. Fixed district painting tool not snapping to roads. So this was actually something that I picked up on in the comments. Snap to roads. I've never seen that before, but now that should work, apparently. Fix the unlimited money cheat not working when loading save games. Again, I've not had that issue, but it's obviously a bug that other people have had. And these are just console fixes, so these could be across PS4 or Xbox. So, what is a bug on one system might not be a bug on the other. Fixed trees not being placeable next to roads. Good to see that one's been tweaked. And some other minor unlisted bug fixes as well. So let's take a look at the new toolbars. So here you can see our utilities toolbar. We now have our waste disposal, and then if you've got snowfall, then you'll have heating, then you've got your water, and then your electricity. So that's all combined into one single tab now. And if we go across, we've got healthcare and education is now a combined tab. So again, we've got our education buildings up here, and then underneath that we've got our healthcare buildings. So our cemeteries, hospitals, medical centres, our sports centres, all that good stuff. If we pop along to the next one, emergency services, this has been separated out with the original kind of style, but because there's so much stuff, there's no... Now, you can pull up the big toolbar like that just by pressing up instead of X, and you'll see you've got your disaster services and then your fire department, and they were combined together. So initially it was like you would have your fire and then you'd have your disaster separated like that. Well, now we've got police in there as well. So that's all been merged together. And then this was our parks and recreation sort of tab. It's now been renamed leisure, as you can see. Everything in here exactly the same as before. So you can see we've got our other parks, our plazas, our regular parks, all those other bits and bobs. We do have some new assets though, some new props, which is kind of cool. So we can put in things like benches, trash cans, mailboxes, I think. Oh, it's a trash can. A fountain, some lampposts. Look at this, we even put some cannons in. Sandboxing. An ice cream van. Oh, wow. That's cool. So all of a sudden, we've been given a whole load of extra little bits. And these are obviously some of the little free items that are part of the Parklife pending DLC. It looks as though these don't actually snap into a road. They just go in the same way that a tree would go in. It's a little bit fiddly, but can I rotate this as well? I can. So you can park these up on the side of a road. Just fine-tune my movement slightly. There we go. So I can actually put an ice cream van just there, parked up on the side of the pavement like that. You can't actually put it on the pavement, which is perhaps a little disappointing in some respects, but it makes sense. But you can now put these, you know, around different places. We've got a food stall here, another one there, some hedges. This is great. This adds the ability to add so much more, you know, detail and variety to our cities. I mean, look at some of this stuff. A picnic table set, another one here as well. This is brilliant. I'm so pleased that we've got all these assets for free. Some kiosks, and here's the extra sort of stone items as well. So we've got the ability to kind of recreate Stonehenge, I suppose, if you wanted to. What else have we got here? Some slides, an abandoned car, more sort of playground stuff for kiddies. So a whole load of new sort of leisure icons have been added in there, absolutely free under the props tab there. That's brilliant. I'm so pleased to see that. I wonder if we've got anything else new here. These all look to be the same. So I'm guessing if there's going to be anything else added in here, they will be part of the Parklife DLC and not part of free content. Everything else in here looks to be exactly the same as before. But great that we've got those new free props. So, oh, it's got a full cemetery. Let's deal with that very quickly. Get that emptied. So when we left it last time, we were just letting this area zone in a little bit. It's still not fully zoned, as you can see, but it's certainly come to life a lot more. And we've actually got some good movement going on throughout our area now. We are even getting a few people, not many, but a few people using the tram network and running up the hill. Yeah, there's nobody up here at the moment. Let's speed up, get this next tram in, see. Nobody on that one. So, yeah, we still need to get more people in this area. But you can see how it's starting to take shape. We've got our sort of nice little areas around to get people in and out of the stops. There's a stop there. We don't have a pathway yet for that one. So let's look at putting a pathway in. So we want to go to our terrain tool. These images look as though they've been given a bit of a colour blast. They look a bit brighter than before. And somebody mentioned in the comments of one of my videos, I think it might have been one of my live streams, that they couldn't, or no, it was my mass transit city. If you're watching this, then a quick and easy way to choose how to level your terrain is to actually press square like that to select your target height, and then when you press X, it models everything to that height. So, I hope that answers that question. Right. What were we doing? Pathway. We need a pathway, don't we? Need to get this, this terminal stop here sorted and connected. So I'm going to try and connect through here. There's a whole load of people there, look, waiting for the bus. We run a pathway through there. Maybe we can convince some of these people to use the tram. And then let's come down here. Like that. Even do the same going up that way as well. Just look and see if I can do this without damaging a big house. Not really. I'll have to do it with a small house there, like that. Just try and add some... oh, look at that. But people are using it as a shortcut. They're not using it for the tram. They're using it as a shortcut to get to the bus. Well, at least people are using it, I suppose. That's something, isn't it? How is our water looking? Look at that. Our lake is looking so much cleaner and clearer. That's great to see. We do have a definite demand for more industry, and I think we're in a secure enough position for us to go ahead and zone that in now without any major shortages of workers. So let's add in that block there and that block there. Hopefully that will be enough. Traffic seems to be flowing a little bit better now as well, that we've got this additional route. You can see we're starting to get a little bit more traffic using this now that we've started to build up this area over here. Why have we got... we've got traffic lights here. Oh, we have. Okay. We need to change that. So let's go to inspect intersections. Take the traffic lights off. It was just that one junction there. These other ones are all fine. Again, I'm still leaving that little cross piece in there until I've figured out exactly how I want my roundabout to branch off on this side. It might just be a straightforward connection there, but it doesn't hurt, does it? I can probably get rid of those bits there and just leave that bit there as a guide point for our straightened bit there. Should be okay, I hope. Maintaining shape and stuff. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of traffic movement through here. We're actually getting some traffic carrying on this way. That's and cutting through. That's not what I was hoping, but I suppose I could make that one way, couldn't I, to stop traffic from cutting down there? I don't know. We need to put some more roads in, so we've got all this space around here. Let's bring a side street off. Actually, it might be better to do it from here, actually. Let's push a road up. And then just give that a little bit of a curve. To about there. And then bring a side street off this way. Like that. There we go. And we could do something similar over here. Have a little side road here. We put it there. Send it straight up. Like that. We've got power lines in the way at the moment, which is a little unfortunate, but... we just kind of do this. I think it'd be better if I just go with a straight... oh, there we go. Managed to get it straight. And then again on this side, just a little straight line like that. And we can take that off. There we go. I've broken the power connection. Is that going to cripple power issues? I think we're okay, actually, for power. That looks brighter as well. That looks a brighter blue. Maybe it's just me. It does look as though some of the colour palettes have changed again a little bit. I do notice that this happens from time to time. They tweak the palettes of the colours every time they do an update. And I think that's what's happened here. These, I'm pretty sure these were darker. And weren't flashing quite like that before. And I'm sure that this area was much darker as well. More sort of that kind of colour. Yeah, I'm sure that's the case. So we don't actually need that connection there anymore, because we've got power connecting through this way. And I want to try and work on this area down here as well. I'm going to reposition these power lines like that. Take these ones out like that, so that we're not blocking space in this block here. And let's bring a road down here. This could be a nice little touristy area down here, perhaps. Again, we'll go with a kind of a straight line principle. If I just run the road all the way down there for a second. Let's go straight. I'll create a nice little kind of tourist block in this bit here, perhaps, for some waterfront property. Let's just take that out. We could maybe put a little leisure activity just here, now that this part of the water's almost completely cleaned as well. And I do want to... we touched on this and then never actually carried on with it. I do want to try and just sort out the water flow problems around here. You can see... Look at that, the water pollution's almost completely gone now. But just to help speed up a little bit of movement of water, I'm just going to put an out pipe here. A little outflow just there. And I'm going to connect that just there. And this should, theoretically, generate water current around this point here. I was wondering what that was there. I thought it was things maybe jumping out the water. It's the shadow. It's the shadow of that. I thought I had fish jumping out the water for a second then, or dolphins or something. So this will hopefully now generate a little bit of current around here. And again, you just see this little remaining bits of cloudy water. It's not really showing as pollution, but I mean, you can visually still see there's a little bit of pollution there. And I want to try and clear that out. So I'm hoping that will push current into the water, which will then push these areas through our garbage collectors and clean those little bits up once and for all. And we might put a few more of those in place as we go. But if we take a look at our water, we're still not generating any current yet. Let's go full speed. Might need to put a couple of these in to have an impact. Let's try putting another one there as well. Let's put two more in actually. And pipe those in. There we go. We might possibly, as a result of that, start to see our water level go back up a bit as well. We are pumping a lot of water out of the lake at the moment, and I do think we're actually having a negative impact on the water level. You can see how much it's dropped. We are going to need to start topping this back up again at some point, I think, or else we're going to end up draining the lake. So at some point we're going to need, I think, access to maybe this river, which will be with this block here once we unlock it, so we can actually pump some fresh water in there. Otherwise we're going to have some serious problems. Alright, is that enough to generate a current? Let's look at our water tab. Oh, a minuscule little current, look. A tiny, tiny little impact. But it is creating a little bit of current. So that will help shift the last little bit of this kind of smudgy colour through our collectors, hopefully. We'll see. And these pumps should be drawing in this mess here as well. So we're getting there. The lake is almost cleaned. It's not too far off at all now, is it? Right, back to our building over here. Let's see. Let's put some more little side roads in. I want to try and, as I say, have a nice little touristy area. I'm actually going to connect up the road around here. Take that out. Push that to there. There we go. So we'll just link that road round that way. Do I want to do the same here? No, I want to leave that there because I want to have some houses running through here. We're still not getting some of these houses built. Still got quite a few patches that we haven't zoned in yet either. I'm going to drop in some parky stuff. Let's have a look. These are the new tree types as well. Look, you can see we've got high vegetation, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We've got some other tree vegetation types here as well. There's a whole load of them. Low vegetation. Oh, this is going to make detailing our cities so much nicer. Really adds a whole kind of new element to individualizing our cities. I'll look forward to trying some of those out on the live build on Sunday. That'll be fun. Right, what was I doing? Oh, I'm on parky stuff, don't I? It's in here. I'm so used to looking for the tree icon, which of course has now been replaced with the umbrella to represent leisure. This was the symbol I was looking for. Of course, it's not there anymore. Let's go with a standard park. Let's stick that just there. And can I run a dirt path off of here? Yes, I can. Let's run that up there like that. So we've got a shortcut into the path, into the park that way. Very nice. So many recent changes have just added so much sort of playability and extra options to the game. You know, I'm really pleased with how the game just seems to have just jumped forward, you know, with the last DLC and the last couple of updates that we've had as well. And it kind of all started with mass transit. Mass transit was the first really big, substantial change to the way the game felt, and it's just continued on ever since then. Let's maybe look at a couple of tennis courts, perhaps, somewhere over here. There we go. Get a couple of tennis courts in. That's going to please all these citizens around here. So already you can see we're getting a nice little positive boost from those. And let's try this new district painting thing. Apparently it's supposed to snap to roads now. Oh yeah, look at that. It's immediately snapping to the road. And then, you know, you can break off, but it will snap to the road like that. That's cool. Oops, you can see the district around the road. I kind of like that. Is there a... No, there is no snapping option to turn that off. It's just automatic. So that could be good. It could, for some people, that might be a bit frustrating at first, especially when you're trying to clean up the edges like this of a district. But I think once you get used to it, I think that could be very beneficial indeed. There we go. And it should certainly make it easier for some people to draw straighter lines on their districts. I know a lot of people do get frustrated with not being able to do that. That should help sort that issue out. Oops. There we go. Just push that forward a bit. It just doesn't want to do it the way I want it. There we go. And then again, around here, we can just tidy this up a touch. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I like that. So Bedford Park will make this a new district. You can see I've added a couple of blanket policies to our city, which haven't all come into effect there. Let's have a look at districts. No, it's not districts, is it? It's policies I want to look at. So if we take a look at policies, so I've put in recycling. Parks and Rec should be a basic city policy. I'm not sure why that one didn't save. Recycle plastics. And then with some city planning stuff, I also wanted to encourage biking. And that hasn't saved. This might be as a result of the update. That was it. They were the ones, I think. Yeah, that was it. So we'll save those, and those should become our new sort of standard policies for all districts. And there we go. You can see it has those districts those specialisation, all those policies there. So recycling, parks and rec, encouraging biking, and recycling plastics. That will automatically be applied to every district from now on that we make. And if we don't want them in specific ones, we can obviously take them out. But you know, they're pretty blanket ones. So let's go into district specializations. And we want to make this a leisure area. There we go. Yeah, there we go. We want leisure in there. And let's put some commercial stuff in here. A nice little commercial beachfront area. And then we'll put a little bit of residential opposite as well, I think. So let's make that a house. Do I want to go commercial all the way through there? Yeah, let's do that. Let's put some commercial all the way through there. I'm not sure what I want to do, make that commercial as well. Yeah, I'll leave that blank for a second, but I do want this on this side of the road here to be residential. So we'll just quickly paint those in. There we go. Still a lot of unclaimed housing. There's a big demand for industry. Is it struggling for workers? No, absolutely not. So we can go ahead and start zoning in a bit more of our industry as well. Let's push it to there. Add that block in as well. We do want some logging industry at some point there as well. Maybe we should start thinking about clearing out parts of Umber Park, but again, I don't want to strip all the workers out of this area until it's absolutely necessary. You know, if we dezone all this high density here, we could cripple our industry over here. And you can see that we are paying quite a bit at the moment in terms of services. This is because we dropped the taxes. So I'm going to go ahead, we're losing money all the time, but I'm going to go ahead and change our taxes again. Push those back up a little bit. Oh, we only did it on residential taxes, didn't we? Let's push the taxes for residences up to 10%. That should immediately cancel out any debt issues that we're having. There we go. Oh, and immediately, look at that. You know, our income is rocketing back up. There is something I do want to do with our district over here as well. I want to add in a new district policy. So I need to go to the inspect tool and then go to districts. And then in here, spotted it a moment ago, a policy I want to add. I think it's in city planning. Filter industrial waste. There we go. And there should be fire alarm, smoke detectors. There we go. That's the other blanket one that I meant to add, smoke detector distribution. We'll turn off Parks and Rec in here because it's not going to be a major issue. There we go. And let's go to our standard policies. Yeah, that should be ticked on. There we go. So that'll push the expense of this area up a little bit, but we'll pollute a little bit less, which is always a good thing, I think. Right, moving back down here. We've got a couple of deaths. Where are healthy stuff bits? They're in here now, aren't they? Nope, in here. It's going to get weird trying to go through all of this. Where's our nearest graveyard? I was actually pretty close. We've got 1, 2, 3 graveyards, and that one's actually finished emptying now, so we'll sort that out. There we go. What about these. Do I have an incinerator near here? Incinerator, it's a crematorium. Well, technically I suppose a crematorium is an incinerator of sorts. I've got one there for that one and one there for that one, but I don't have one here for this one, so let's put a crematorium in just there, next to that graveyard. We're starting to get some houses upgrading as a result, I think, of putting that crematorium in. Lots of houses are pinging. I can hear them all over the place. I can't see where all the arrows are, but I can see bits of scaffolding going up and down. I can see those birth symbols popping in. It's happening all the way over here as well. Look, this is a good chunk that's being upgraded right next to the crematorium. All this area is now getting a nice little ping. Even as far as over here as well. Wow. That certainly has improved our death coverage, hasn't it? I just wish I could get more people moving in. I'm going to have to zone in a load more industry and a load more commercial, I think, to actually get our residences to go up. Although we are having a worker issue, so it's not really ideal at this point. We are struggling to get some workers in. How about we extend our tram route a little bit? Let's go with two-way. Bring that around. You kind of want that to go straight. There we go. And we can put a stop in here on this corner. And go around here. And run along the back through here as well. To that corner there, and then put a turning loop in just here. So again, we've got right-hand traffic, so we want that to go out a bit. That way. It wants to snap, doesn't it? I don't want it to do that yet. Let's try there. No. Alright, let's take that out. Let's try redoing this. Let's try it the other way instead. We start... no, I'm not going to get the straight line that I need. Alright, we'll have to do this in reverse. So I want this to be about here. I want it to go straight up. Like that. And then loop back that way. This is the wrong way round, so we'll just have to change direction on this. There we go. And then if we go to our tram route, we can move this stop to there. Let's upgrade that bit of track there. Take out that bit of track there and there like that, and then just take that little bit of path out as well. And we can put the path back in with a new stop. Where's my trams? I've gone off them. There we go. So we put a set of stops here. And then we put a set of stops here. go. And now we need some pathways. I'm going to pause for a second. Give me time to get these built before the trams actually arrive. Oh, I've just realised we're building a pathway against what is no longer. I need this to come up here. Like this. So if we take that across to, say, there, it's going to break the power lines. We'll put those back in again in a moment. Do that on that side, and then on this side, again, we're going to need to do a pathway, and this might be able to come straight down alongside the track. That's too close. Let's try it here instead. There we go. So we've got a footbridge there for people to get in and out of that district there, which is important. We need to do something similar over here. So, starting from here, we need a bridge to go up. Actually, no, we need the bridge to... we need the footpath to come out here, first of all. That needs to link down to the tram stop there, but we also need a footbridge going up as well. So let's try and do a staggered footbridge on this one. So we start low, go up a little bit, go back down, and then come back down on this side, and there we go. So we've got access for people getting in and out of the area there. We'll take that higher up. Just because of the way the ground moves, it looks a bit weird. So we go up there like that, and then take it up. That's too close. I can do it that way, that works. And then bring that down through to there. Perfect. So we've got footpath access for both sides of the tram stop over there, and then over here just a single stop, and again we need footpath access running down the side here. We only really need it to be a short little pathway like that. There we go. And then they can walk along the side of the tram tracks onto the path. It's not actually joining the road, is it? Take this business out. And let's put a plaza or something in this space. And then it can go along the side of the plaza. Which is the one that we want. Is it this one? No, that one's too big. It's going to cause problems. We go with this one. Plonk that there. Same issue here again, aren't I? Across one block. There we go. Then now I can snap into here. There we go. That's better. Perfect. And that will now supply workers to the lower part of the park, or the industrial park over here as well. Need to sort the power lines out. Let's take a quick look at the power lines here. Let's get them going in there, definitely, like that. That needs to come out. We've actually got a power connection there, but I want to make sure that we have a much more stable power line if necessary. So I'm going to run power lines like that, just in case something happens. One of these buildings maybe, de-zones for whatever reason. That just prevents that from breaking the connection completely. So there we go. Let's run that. Something else will pop in here pretty quickly. Something's already going up there. Look. And there we go, that's that space filled. No one using this just yet. I mean, it's a long route, so that's probably why we're not getting a lot of use, but we might get some... Oh, look at that, straight away. Now that we have an active connection, pavement that didn't exist, now that we have the footbridge, look how many people are flooding flooding to our tram network. I'm guessing all these people here, these are going... Oh, they're going that way, aren't they? Of course, with right-hand traffic. Keep forgetting that, but some of them are actually using this to go to work, by the look of it, which is good. Oh man, look how many people are flooding towards the tram stop. Can you imagine how much traffic this is going to take off the road? And they're still coming. And the trams are barely able to cope with it. Ah, this is incredible. They're still just flooding out of the estate. My God, look at them all. That's insane. I can't believe I didn't pick up on that. I didn't spot that earlier, that I was actually connecting to a freeway rather than a, than an actual public road. There's no footpaths on freeways. That path was going nowhere. No wonder no one was using that stop. And now it's just an endless stream of people just flooding to use the tram service. We might need to put more trams on. We've got 12 trams on there. I think we're going to need to up that number a little bit. Let's go to 14. Get an extra 2 trams on the line. Get that service running. And they're still just coming. There's no end to them. Where are they all coming from? Oh, of course they can't go along there because there's no footpath that way. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I forgot about that as well. Let's try and put in a footpath along here. I'm going to have to take out part of these buildings. But let's do it. They're having to walk around the entire estate all the way around like that just to get to that footbridge. So we'll sacrifice a little bit of living space for the sake of a footpath, which is going to make things so much easier for our people. Plus, it might help relocate some of our people to our waiting residential areas down by the lake as well. We're getting people jumping off here. Or they're jumping off at the earlier stop. There's a couple of people using that stop. There's going to be a few using this one then, I would imagine. Yeah, look at that. Quite a few people jumping off on that one there. And then walking. That's pretty cool. I can't believe I didn't pick up on that. I really can't. It makes so much sense. Trams are now much more able to deal with those numbers, with those extra 2 trams. It's keeping the queues down. That's good. So let's head over here. See what the queues are like on these stops. There's a few people over here. Not many people getting off there. Where are they all getting off then? A lot of people using this stop just here. I do love this little kind of path network that we've got here that connects all the way around like that. That's kind of cool. And then to the next stop, there's a few people using that one. And then obviously we've got our terminus here, and that's quite a busy stop as well. Again, look at the buses. It's just... Did we ever fix the buses? Did we break them completely? I honestly don't remember if we sorted out any issues that we created. I think we actually did sort all those issues out, didn't we? So this line, let's see, where are all the customers? They're all blue rather than green. There's a fair few green customers on that one, but there's a lot of people on the blue line. So we need to increase the number of people on the blue line or not the number of people, sorry, the number of buses on the blue line. Let's bump that up to rating. Get 2 extra or 4 extra buses coming out from, where is the depot? There it is. So there's our extra bio buses. All heading out to go and pick up extra passengers. And yeah, there we go. We've sorted out the problems with our trams. We've added a bit more zoning through here. We've added a nice little leisure shopping area over here. You can see finally some of these houses starting to build up. So this area is finishing off. We're getting some buildings popping up along this bit of waterfront that weren't here at the start of the episode as well. Dropped in a couple of extra parks. We've gone through all the changes of update 7.0, and who knows, by the time we do the next episode, Parklife could be with us as well, in which case we'll incorporate that into this playlist too, I think. So yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more of our Cleanup Crew Challenge here for Green Cities on City Skylines very soon.